Thank you very much, Chairman Hicks, Commissioner Masterson, Commissioner McCormick. Thanks for having us here, and hopefully we're able to provide some good insight, not only for each other, but also for those folks that are watching. Eric, I felt bad for you when you said that, your media called you and said, hey, where are the long lines? I'm going to give you a media tip that I always use, which is I say the long lines are in the next county. And sometimes it works. Sorry, Bill Cowles. He's my neighboring county SOE. But thanks for having us here. The one interesting thing about a Florida elections official being here is that because Florida is going to be the epicenter of this upcoming election. We talked about the CNN earlier. It's pretty well known, because of the way the Electoral College works, and this is going to be a bit of a spoiler alert, what candidate California is probably going to go for, and which candidate Texas is going to go for, and Hawaii and Alaska. So the campaigns are going to focus on these 10 swing states. Second largest swing state is Ohio with 18 electoral votes. The largest swing state is Florida with 29. So we really will be the focus of this election. No stress on Florida at all. And we kind of made some news back in 2000 as well when it comes to elections. So if you're a media member and you want to learn all about fun election process, come to Florida, because we've really moved forward quite a bit in our processes. And one of the things that have helped to make us do it is data. It's really data. I always tell our staff, I say, if you measure it, you can improve it. So let's measure it, because everything that you do, that we do, there is, when it comes to the length of the line, when it comes to how many voting booths, when it comes to how long it takes people to vote, when it comes to everything we do, we can measure that. We can't measure the personalities. We can't measure somebody taking longer because they just like hanging out in the voting booth a little bit longer. But we can tell if our ballot is going to be this long, it's going to have this many questions on it, and this many candidates on it, that how long is it going to take that voter to actually cast that ballot? And so we can practice that ahead of time, know ahead of time how long it's going to take an average voter to cast a ballot. From that bit of data, you can, get the rest of it. Okay, if it's going to take them 1 minute and 12 seconds to cast a ballot, how long is it going to take them to be in line? So how long will it take them to do other things as well? So it's, and there's a bit of an art to it as well. Elections management is the science, and then it's the art that we deal with, because we also know in certain polling locations, there's going to be very high turnout, because there's a very contentious election going on in that city. Next door in another city, maybe there's not any contentious election, so the lines won't be as long, and there won't be as many people outside with signs in their hand taking up parking spaces that voters should be that should be there for voters. And parking is, and I wrote it down here, parking is without a doubt one of the #1 considerations when it comes to the length of the line that people are going to have. If you can park, you're going to vote. So I want to get you to park. So when we pick our polling locations, we do things like make sure the room can be great. We can shove as many people into a room as we can, and if they're a little hot, maybe they'll vote quicker and get out quicker. But we want to get them parked, especially in a suburban community like we have. Everyone, there's not a whole lot of folks walking, and we don't have a huge public transit system for folks getting to the polls. So they're generally driving. If we can get them parked, we can get them in the polling place, we can get them to actually vote. Picking up polling places, making it easier to get in. Little things like, and this is going to sound silly, we want you to turn right to get into your polling location. Because if you have to turn left to get into your polling location, you're going to hold up traffic. And if you're I know everyone's got their heads in the back of their mind going, wow, you're right. Because if you're holding up traffic, then potentially you're not going to vote. If you're a voter that's like, okay, I've only budgeted an hour at lunchtime to come and vote today, you may go forward, you may leave and not actually vote. We want to get you there, get you parked, get you in line. Once you're in line, you see people behind you in line, you're not leaving. There's a mindset that once someone else is behind you in line, you're not going to leave. So I see my time is fairly close to being up. I do want to talk about some of the things we do later on to make sure that our lines are very short once the folks actually get into the polling location. How do we make sure we have enough equipment? How do we make sure that the equipment isn't something that is that if it breaks down, there's no contingency plan? In our office, we have contingency plans for our contingency plans, because we want to make sure that everything works out perfectly well, because after all, we are Florida.